Hey y'all, so we're gonna let these grades pop today, okay? Listen, nobody's really. I haven't seen anybody talking about this, and I was thinking about it. I said I haven't talked about what's going on at the ports or just in trucking or anything. Y'all know my husband is a truck driver, and he is now working again. Thank goodness. He did lose his job 3 days before Thanksgiving. So when I say I understand the struggle and people are going through the struggle, because we was going through the struggle. Okay, we was just having one paycheck coming in and a little bit of VA assistance. Okay, because he's also a veteran. But that being said, we need to talk about this because it's some things that's taking place, and I didn't realize how much was taking place when I started looking. But a lot is happening, and I have not seen them talk about this on mainstream media. The only place I could find this was on TikTok, and then I found one article discussing it. And this is probably why they want to get rid of TikTok, because they be coming with it over there. You know, it's a lot of foolishness over there you got to weed through. But I just go in and I go directly for what I'm looking for, and I find it. Typically, I find it because it's a lot of people out here trying to get people in the know. And they don't want y'all to know what's going on. They want you to stay blind to all the things that's happening out here in the world. But let me back up. Welcome into Tommy Bites Homestead. If you are new to the channel, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. It does not go unnoticed. I appreciate each of y'all for being here, because you could have been somewhere else, and you're probably going somewhere else when I'm done. So I'm going to try to make this a quick video. This is a long article because I'm only going to highlight the certain things that are possibly going to be striking, or that's going to affect us in one way or another. All I can say is we need to be staying prepared. If you stay prepared, you ain't got to get prepared. So if something pop off, you know you good. You got it at home. Like last weekend, didn't call for snow. Now, it didn't snow so heavy where it's going to stick or anything, but what if it had? I didn't feel any worry. I didn't feel any fear. See, fear mongering and saying you should go out and buy this and buy that, that's people who don't have it already in their home, or, you know, maybe some people can't afford to get it. I understand that. But for the people that other people in the back of the room that say stuff like that, it's because they're not trying to prepare. They want to live whatever life they're living in bliss and not pay attention to the things that's happening around. Anything could happen with the weather. Your power could go out. It doesn't have to be because of a storm. My power went out last weekend too. I mean, it was all happening last weekend. I felt like the enemy was under attack over here. You know, maybe I might be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I definitely been doing Bible study for hours on end. The enemy comes to attack. So we have to stay prayed up. We have to stay prepared. Okay. It's one thing to say that you're self-reliant. I used to say that all the time. I'm trying to be self-reliant. But in reading the word, I know that that's a whole different self-reliance from the Bible, because we are to rely on God for provision. But God also wants us to put in that work as well and provide for our family. So let's get into the ports. This is going to affect us, you guys. And I showed y'all a little video in Aldi where it kind of looked a little weak on the shelves in certain areas, not the whole store, just certain areas. And I'm sure other people are seeing that here and there, and it could be hit or miss. It could be maybe a truck didn't come in, or maybe it's late in the day. So hit or miss, right? But what's not changing is these prices. Meat prices have not come down. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. And this is probably why they're coming up with all this 3D meat and all this other stuff, because if they can mass produce something like that, then they can lower the prices. So when you start seeing the meat prices go down, it's going to make me scratch my head, because I'm trying to figure out, is this real meat? Where's the beef? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So these ports, if they go on strike, it's going to hurt us. And it's going to hurt us in so many ways. Like, we've gone through this before with the port strike. We've gone through this with the the ports not even receiving supplies in. And that's also happening right now. And I'm not seeing anybody talk about it other than where I'm about to show you. So let's get into that, because we 5 minutes in and I'm trying to make this not a 20-minute video. But y'all know sometimes I get in here and I start jaw jacking. But I just wanted to lead with pray, plan, and prep. Don't live in fear. Live in preparedness. Okay? Live in preparedness. I actually ordered something off of TikTok. And then I have something else I have in my shopping cart that I'm going to order when I get paid for TikTok, because communication is key. We have to have communication. When the phone services went down the other day, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, you name it, they all went down. Not everybody was affected, but thousands of people were. So imagine losing communication. The first thing that the enemy does, when I say the enemy, I don't just mean Satan. What I'm saying is other countries that consider us their enemy. The first thing they do is they take out your communication. Look at what we did when we went into Venezuela. What was the first thing everybody said they did? Communication went down. Power went down. And allegedly, they use a little sound wave thing, kind of like I saw in the movie Fast and the Furious when they was looking for God's eye. But anyway, like I said, movies be showing you stuff, weaponry that is out here that's being tested. Who knows? Who knows, right? So anyway, we just got to stay, in the know as much as we can. That's why I try to keep you guys in the know, at least while I can, because right now laws are being passed where I might not be able to do this. I love my channel and I don't want to lose my channel. I work very hard to get my channel. So if I have to go back to just doing homesteading and just, ease a few words in there with y'all, that hopefully you can read through the lines and, what I'm saying, and let you know you need to be preparing. You need to be preparing, because access won't always be available. You won't always be able to go online and get what you need, because they're going to control every single thing. At the start of 2026, Verizon retirees who are not yet eligible for Medicare face huge increases, as we all are facing huge increases on healthcare premiums, you guys, because the subsidies, I don't think they got extended. And today, being Thursday, is the last day to apply to get insurance in. You can get insurance any time of the year, but it's going to cost you more. So if it's already costing you more to get it in season, it's going to cost you more to get it out of season. So Verizon has not hired much over the past 20 years because of technological changes, including the move to fiber optic and wireless. And we're going to move on to AT&T. CWA also has 3 contracts coming up with AT&T. The AT&T Mobility Orange contract covering 9,000 workers, the biggest of the 4 contracts in the company's wireless arms, expires February 13th. And AT&T contracts covering 5,000 wireline, landline, and fiber workers in the Midwest, and another 2,200 wireline workers across the country expire April 11th. So all of this stuff is coming up, and it's going to affect us one way or another if it actually comes to fruition. Then we got DHL. The contract covering 3,500 Teamsters at DHL is up on March 31st, which is the day after my anniversary. Which is March 30th. Last time around, members won what the union celebrated as the most financially lucrative agreement in history of that contract. It included protections against inward-facing cameras in delivery vehicles. That same day, the Teamsters' first student contract expires, covering 17,000 school buses, 17,000 school bus drivers, attendants, and monitors nationwide. Construction sector contracts expire for 12,000 electrical workers in Los Angeles on June 30th. Now, in the public sector, over 300,000 municipal workers in New York City have contracts up in 2026. Just now, let's get on to free speech. The Trump administration is sweeping attack on political speech has chilled campuses and schools across the country. Educators have been fired for over social media posts. Again, here's in healthcare, contract for 80,000 nurses, aides, other healthcare workers in New York's League of Voluntary Hospitals will expire on September 30th of 2026. The deal often sets the pattern for fellow members in healthcare. So we got to pay attention to that. Then you have at Kaiser in Northern California, 24,000. I might as well say 25,000 National Nurses United members have a contract expiring in August. So y'all, the heat is on, okay? The heat is on. So let's get over here to the supply chain, because I'm not quite sure how much time I have spent on that. And we're at 18 minutes. So we're going to get on to the supply chain right now. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button, share the video out. It does help the video get out to more people. It helps the channel grow as well. So here is the first one. I have a couple of supply chain videos to show you.
Hours, according to latest, we have major breaking news right now. Not a single ship has left China to come to the port of Los Angeles in the past 12 hours, according to latest reporting from CNN. And folks in Los Angeles at the ports have not seen this since the pandemic. Friday morning, West Coast port officials told CNN that not a single cargo vessel had left China with goods for the two major West Coast ports in the past 12 hours, which hasn't happened since the pandemic. Just 6 days ago, 41 vessels were scheduled to depart China for the San Pedro Bay complex. On Friday, yesterday, it was zero. And the CEO of the Port of Long Beach says that's a cause for alarm. We're now seeing numbers in excess of what we witnessed in the pandemic for cancellations and fewer vessel arrivals. Folks, this means that you may start seeing empty shelves soon in the United States of America once again. For the products that we do have, the price is going to rise because of the supply chain crisis caused by the tariffs. I'll provide you more updates as.
Okay, so the next one, I'm telling you, we need to be getting prepared with whatever we have. And I know money is very limited for a lot of people. Trust me, I understand. I understand. So here's the last one I have for the supply chain. I got to take it back because I was listening to it.
It's already looking like the ports are definitely going on strike. And to her point, it's not just from Texas through Florida up to the West Coast, up to the East Coast. There's ports internationally that are also involved. And we're also hearing that it might even spread all through the West Coast and up their side as well, as contract negotiations are nowhere near what is being asked for. A lot of these people who are longshoremen who work at the ports are stating we're going on strike for sure. We're also, this is affecting 45,000 people. And there's a lot of people in the comments saying, yeah, but we just went through this with COVID when they closed the ports down. We didn't have the inflation during that time that we have now. Imagine shortages and on top of that, inflation. It's going to be a shit show. And I'm not trying to spread fear at all. I'm just trying to make more people aware so that you prepare for it. If you prepare for it, you have a better chance of not having to go through times where you don't have all the things that you need. It's definitely not the end of the world, but it's going to be an uncomfortable time where we will all eventually get through it and things will.
And we all are going to be uncomfortable in a lot of things that are happening, and we have to ask ourselves. So we have to ask ourselves, how much access do we want to let them have? Are we willing to get rid of some of the technology so that they don't have some of the access? You know? So pray, plan, and prep. again, get out there, do what you can with your budget, but stay on budget. Don't go out and break no bank, because God will provide you in the end. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the very best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love, peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites Homestead. And again, if you are new to the channel, I welcome you in to subscribe for staying in the know on the go. Now, this video was a longer video. I apologize for it, but it is what it is. I wanted to get the information out, and I didn't want to do multiple videos for it, but I am going to separate this little part with the sweet gumball tree. I'm going to separate that part into a clip and have it up separate, so people will definitely have that information out there. Bye, y'all.